Eljay?
Yeah?
I really want to see the new recap review. Where can I go?
Well, I'll tell you, little Johnny. If you head on over to vessel.com/the TTV channel, you'll find all of our content, recap reviews, mock spotlights, and more on Vessel a week early. That's right, a full 7 days before we release it on YouTube. Not only that, but content from tons of other creators all across the internet. In order to access it, you need to sign up for early access, which is only $3 a month. It's a really great deal, and it helps us create better, higher quality content. It gets you guys in on the loop a whole week early.
Wow! I'm gonna go sign up right now!
You do that, little Johnny. You do that.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, sing. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the BrickFeed podcast, episode 5.
Mardi Gras. Get hype. Welcome. No.
Yeah, no carryover.
It's
no,
carrying
you'll
over.
get the double dip then.
What?
You can't do it twice a
I double
week.
dip all the time. Have you ever dipped a breadstick in like chocolate dip and then strawberry dip like right after?
I've only had breadstick. Well, I've only had one kind of breadstick in my life, and it was like jalapeno cheese breadsticks. So no, I never dipped those in chocolate.
I always have garlic breadsticks. I never have normal
Meso,
breadsticks.
are you even human? You eat so many spices.
Wait, yeah, like how have you not? Wait, did you just say you never had a breadstick?
I've never had a regular breadstick that didn't like have jalapeno peppers on
Oh,
it.
of course. Mm-hmm. Okay, have you ever heard of yan-yans?
Have you ever heard of can?
No, have you heard of yan-yan?
Yan-yans.
Like yan-yan, dude. Like,
Yeah,
I
hold up,
know
I'm
what
gonna-
a yam
I'm gonna link
is.
you-
Yeah, I know what. Dude, I know what. Of course I know what
Dude,
they are.
yan-yans are like,
Although, they are not what come to mind when I think of breadsticks.
I don't know what else to
They're
call
not
them
immediately
because,
it.
I mean, aren't they
it's those
technically
things.
breadsticks? Like, yeah, you know what I mean?
the
I mean, they're
heck?
like wafers. You know, when I think of a breadstick, I think of like,
I've seen this.
like, and, if you go to a pizza place, you go to like an Italian place, like Olive Garden, and they serve you the breadsticks.
They look like
You know?
bootleg Pocky.
Well,
no, these
hello,
these
everyone.
They
came
are not
before
bootleg
Pocky.
Pocky.
welcome to
But
BrickFeed.
they are similar to Pocky.
Yeah.
They are very similar.
Welcome to the, I don't know what the acronym is for this, TBP, the BrickFeed podcast, but now it's the Breadstick podcast.
Look, here's the difference between this and Pocky. Pocky is pre-dipped. This, you do the dipping yourself.
Oh, revolutionary.
Yeah, man.
Man.
It's crazy.
It actually kind of is.
No, it is.
Alright, so, to answer your question, Ben, I have actually done that. With Yan Yan, I have dipped one end in strawberry, the other
Dude,
end
it's
in
like-
I really like
It's
eating
weird.
Lego
Pretty good.
yan yan.
But yeah, oh
Lego
yeah,
Yan
that's
Yans
right.
are my
This is, so
favorite.
what is this? This is some kind of Lego-centric podcast. This is new to
Some
me.
kind of suicide.
Yeah.
stuff.
Some
No,
kinda,
this is
what's it
TTV
called?
yan yan.
Bread feed.
The Breadstick podcast.
Bread feed. The bread podcast.
You made me hungry for jalapeno breadsticks now.
I'm
I don't know
making
how to make
myself
some.
hungry for some bread.
You guys are giving me nothing to transition to our names.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah.
are,
So
I'm
like,
literally
here,
grasping for straws. I got
Are
nothing.
you
grasping
Hey
for
guys,
bread-
Are you grasping for
Hey, guys.
breadsticks?
Grasp
yeah,
for the yan
there you go.
yans.
Grab,
Kind of like
grasp for
straws.
yan.
How does that help me
Hey.
out with, hey guys, my name's Kahi,
I'm Meso.
I'm Eljay.
I'm Venom.
and this is, again, the TTV BrickFeed podcast, episode
Mardi
5.
Gras again. There's obligatory.
Let's do our periodic plug thing. Let's do like one.
We do a periodic plug? Alright, which plug should we do
Do the
first?
store.
Alright, let's do the one we're not going to forget later on.
Yeah, I do the store.
Okay, let's go to, you can go to store.ttvpodcast.com and grab one of our really great shirts that our very own Purple Dragon has designed, as well as the Ven, did you design that one?
Var-
What, Knack and Jay?
The-
No, that was
Var did?
Var.
Yeah, Knack and Jay? That was
That's
VAR.
why it's
Okay,
not that
alright.
great.
Well,
Hey.
for those who don't, yeah, Mask Control is really good. The Knack and Jay is
Jay's
alright.
a boss
you know, it's-
shit, dude.
Yeah,
It's
Knack
not-
and
it's
Jay
okay.
is the best shirt.
Knack and Jay is only
Well-
the best.
Listen, okay, Knack and Jay, people tell me it's a great shirt. It's the best shirt they've ever worn.
Don't do this.
It's been
No,
done.
Not on the podcast.
Not on the podcast.
Not yet. After the election, then, we can make fun of the
And
president.
then
Sure, we just can't make fun of
started
people
it.
who
Don't
are
do this.
becoming.
All
All
right,
right,
don't do
so
this.
like, yeah,
So on store.ttvpodcast.com, what we do is that each month we have a different shirt. And that shirt is exclusively available for that month only. And then after that, you will probably not be able to get that shirt again for at least I don't know.
Forever. They're locked in the vault. Forever and ever.
For putting him back in the vault, never to return until we really need some money. This month, actually, for the month of May and June, we actually have 2 shirts running, the Knack and Jay shirt and the Civil War shirt. So you can get both of those, for the month of May and June.
Are they going to be, gone? Oh, wait, no, they're running for 2 months. Okay, never mind.
They're running for 2 months. They're not going to be gone by the time this episode comes out. I know what you're thinking.
Awesome.
Yeah. I was nearly about to we're going to have a different shirt at that time. We're not.
Yep, awesome.
So yeah, you guys have until June. Get those shirts.
Buy them. They're nifty.
TVPodcast.com.
They're some of my favorite shirts that have ever been made. No offense, but that was cool too.
Vince is alright.
Vince is the best Bionicle one that has ever been made. I like it better than Can You Feel the Power?
These 2 are based on us.
Yeah.
These 2 are based on us.
To be
and
fair,
then we have the Bionicle ones.
Ven has made currently the best shirt design we've ever had. Choose wisely.
Oh, here we go.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew it. I was going to be like, oh, you're talking... Yeah, Control was pretty good, right? Oh, wait, no, this is Eljay talking. He's going to, somehow insert himself into this one. Well,
Control,
Eljay, guess what? You were in the Control
horn.
shirt, too.
Oh, snap. Who was I?
You're the Mask of Ultimate Power, because all you do is, leech and stuff. And,
He's also evil.
Yeah, and you're also, really evil.
Yeah,
stuff.
and I'm giant and red and black and fuzzy, I guess.
That's what you look like behind the mask.
Speaking of things that are becoming evil, is Lego becoming too violent? Tune in today at 4 for the latest news report.
10 reasons
I'm gonna
why
go ahead and
Lego
put that
is run by evil, violent people. Number 5 will shock you.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put that on the list of things I wish I never heard.
Speaking of things that are becoming evil, it's like...
Well, I mean, it's a legitimate discussion. There was a study done, it was about, last week, maybe over a week ago.
Oh, this is a real thing.
There's a recent study for the...
it is.
Yeah, the actual study. The University of Canterbury put out a recent study that claims that depiction of violence in Lego sets have increased significantly as a result of a metaphorical arms race between toy manufacturers. And that comes from the Bevis Brick, who reported it, I believe.
I gotta say, this Brothers Brick article, no offense to the Brothers
25th.
Brick, but
What about the Sisters
what
Brick?
loaded images?
These are ridiculous.
I really want to talk about this for a moment. So they're talking about whether or not they're a Lego site. They basically cover mocks, from what I understand, but they're very Lego oriented. They're talking about an article about Lego possibly being more violent, and the 2 pictures they use are of terrorists and somebody who's about to die, and World War II combatants, which are, at least from what I can tell, German, so they're immediately evil Nazis. And they all have hyper-realistic Lego guns.
I don't know how you know that the people are German. Exactly.
By the uniforms.
But it is...
It's the uniforms.
It is a thing where...
Yeah.
Okay, sure. It is a thing where, they purposely use images that have, custom-made stuff.
They're not
that
even
Lego
official.
has done. And it's it's kind of like saying this is the latest Lego set, and you're like, not really. It's kind of misleading.
The
This
thing
is something
here
that someone
is,
else has done.
it wouldn't be that bad. It wouldn't be that bad if they had just done that thing that you see on article sites, or even Wikipedia, right under the image, it's a brief description of it, or a source. They don't have that here. So it looks, these are very convincing. They look like they could be Lego. And some of these pieces are actual Lego parts, not the guns.
Well, they do,
The actual stuff is not endorsed by the Lego company. Basically.
No, they do say that the photo above is by this person and the one below is by this other person. But it is harder to find.
Yeah.
It's halfway through the article, and it's it is a misleading photo in the sense that the article is Lego becoming too violent. And if you look at this photo and you don't know it's on an official Lego set, your immediate thing is, yes! What? Why do they have a terrorist set? Why does Lego have Lego terrorists already made up? And it's obviously this is a custom thing.
This is a pretty, obviously.
It's misleading
I'm
in that
just a
sense,
dude.
sure.
I didn't do research, I'm not part of this study, so perhaps the statement isn't, entirely accurate, but this is a really dumb article. This did not need to get made. Nothing in here strikes me as crazy.
I don't think it's a dumb article.
Because here's what happens.
Feel like
Has Lego become more violent? Yes. Why is that? Because Lego has grown larger. They make more stuff than they used to. They make more licensed stuff than they used to.
Yeah,
They make more
that's the thing.
story-driven themes than they used to. When you have so many themes, obviously there's a larger pool. It's not like 20 years ago where all they made was like city and, you know, whatever else they used to do. Their homegrown original themes that were fairly generic in name, like Lego Ninjas, Lego Space, you know, Lego Trains or whatever. Nowadays we have story-driven themes and licensed themes, so the pool is larger to choose from.
The weird thing is, they say here that the study looked at Lego sets produced between 1978 and 2014, excluding, of course, Duplo and Junior, which they really shouldn't, because there are some Junior sets that are licensed and have weapons.
Yeah.
So the statistic is now wrong. Good job, guys. You're excluding something that falls into this category. So anyway, and I found that apparently...
Was Junior released in 2014?
I think so. Maybe.
Yeah,
I'll look it up.
Yeah,
I think that was the thing.
I'll check.
I think so too.
But
But they say here that well, what is it here? Okay, here we go. 30% of today's Lego sets contain at least one weapon brick. Well, first of all, yeah, bricks can be used as weapons, no duh. If I throw a brick at... Have you ever seen Home Alone? If I throw a brick at somebody, it's going to hurt them.
Wow. And yes, it was out in 2014. It premiered in 2014, actually.
Okay.
It was its first year.
Okay, well, that might be why they excluded it from the study, is that it was just 1 year and they didn't have enough of a
First
set.
thing I see is
weird.
a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle set with a turtle holding a big sword fighting a guy with a shuriken.
Yeah, there you go. And
Also
Meso has a great point, though. A lot of these themes that they're probably counting are licensed. Because let's look at original Lego themes. We have Bionicle, obviously, and that has a lot of weapons. That actually... Ninjago does, yeah. We have Lego City, and I guess you could say that the police do, but what are you gonna do? Not give the police weapons? That's kind of part of being a cop.
You mean like...
You give them guns.
I don't know, and that's not true all over the world, so let's not...
Okay, fine, you give them a baton, you give them a taser, that you still give them a weapon.
you do give them some sort of weapon.
Some sort of weapon. Okay, so you got construction
I've
workers.
yet to see the Lego taser, though. I've yet to see that piece be released. So
I think that actually is... I'm not sure. So anyway, then you have construction sets, like Lego City Construction. It's like, this doesn't necessarily say that violence is exclusive to weapons. They specifically focus on it, but a workplace is a very volatile and violent area. I mean, there's a lot of hazard and possible
anything
danger.
Can be used as a weapon. Like, you give any minifigure a tool.
I mean, all right, hold on, okay.
Dude, if I come at you with a screwdriver, you can bet that it's gonna be, like, considered a weapon.
I'm screwed at that point.
Okay. The whole point of this is, like, the whole point of the study is not just to say that Lego includes pieces that can be used as weapons, or that violence cannot be acted out with Lego sets. What it's saying is that, like, scenarios that have, like, a presumably violent confrontations have increased over time.
True.
And that includes characters that have guns and weapons, and with the... You know, back originally when Lego was just more like city stuff, you know, where it was just kind of building a firehouse and a police station and that kind of thing, those kinds of scenarios were not always, weren't always there, basically.
And now they have what's called action themes. Now, it's not so much story driven, it's that they're meant to have action with the player base, and the easiest way to do that is
there's supposed to be some sort of like confrontation in like almost every other set, or even some of the city sets. You got like a cop chasing down a robber, and you know, but that's all adding to the play value too. But that said,
well, we do know that's what Lego pushes for. We know that that's why the Skull Spiders were included with all the Bionicles. Like we've heard that directly from the designer's mouth. Right, conflict in a box is often quoted theme. So, is Lego becoming more violent? Is that good or bad going forward? I guess that's the thing.
I'm
like
fairly
the study, what the
ambivalent
study
about it.
has said. The study is
I'm pretty indifferent about it.
Completely true. The study is completely 100% true. They're just looking at statistics. There are more in these sets than there have been in the history of Lego. That cannot be disputed. But the ramifications of that, should Lego be like, you know, enforcing that? Should they be cutting back on how many violent things they should do? What do you think is like, what does this study really prove outside of there are more weapons in Lego sets?
I didn't need the study to be made.
Right.
It's kind of common sense. And I do not think Lego has any way to change this, because Lego is a broad enough I guess, company with everything they produce, there's something for everyone. If you're not a person that likes weapons, well, hey, there's a bunch of crazy stuff you can get into. And if you do not mind it, boom, there you go. You have a bunch of sets with play value.
I definitely think that, the article is right. There's definitely a lot more violence or weaponry in these sets, specifically because LEGO has a lot of licensed themes. And it's going to specifically be toward licensed themes, with the minority being stuff like Bionicle and Ninjago. But there's a famous quote. It's in the book Brick by Brick, and it's like the at the time current CEO of LEGO going, "We're never going to do anything war related. We're not doing any weapons. We're not doing any conflicts. Not happening."
Right.
And then he saw the sales figures for Star Wars and was like, "So we're making weapons. We're making conflicts." And
it's like, the thing about it is that, like, Star Wars was such a... I remember there's a whole chapter about how they have to push to get Star Wars
I remember that too. Yeah.
You know, and like they had to convince the CEO to be like, you know, Star Wars is still fun. Star Wars is still like, you know, it's fantastic stuff. It's science fiction. It's not going to enable kids to, you know, do these violent
and so then you're never going to see any war sets. The thing about this article looks at statistics. I haven't actually read the actual study, but the claim that I have heard study, to be fair, that it's apparently because LEGO is in a quote unquote arms race with other toy companies is absurd.
I don't know how that
I think
makes
that's
sense.
a ludicrous claim.
I don't know if I could say that's absurd. Here's what I'm going to say. I will say that there is a competition now with licensed themes that LEGO has to compete in, and those licensed themes do include having themes with weapons. So, basically, it's a thing where, like, right now, Mega Bloks, because LEGO has said we're not going to do war themes. And Mega Bloks has been, okay, we're going to do Halo, we're going to do Assassin's Creed, we're going to do Call of Duty, we're going to do all the themes the licensed themes that LEGO's not going to do because of their policy. And so now there's a thing where, like, all these other companies are trying to nab licensed lines. You know, Kinect has the Mario Kart stuff. You know, that kind of thing. Where it's like, so, in a way, there is a arms race, quote unquote, for licenses, and those licenses are usually ones that can have action. Yeah. Because that's what you want to build.
If Mario Kart,
right. Like, I know
like if they make a Double Dash set and you can throw a Koopa shell off the back of the cart, it's like, would that count?
Right, it does count. What do they count as weapons? Like, do they count, like, the megaphone piece, which is used as a megaphone? Right. If you put a stud at the end of that and turn it into a blaster, is that now a violent...
I got an interesting point to make off of this, but it's lengthy. So, Vin, what are you saying?
Oh, I was just going to say, like, going along with what Kahi was saying, like, remember when Mega Bloks had the Spider-Man license for the longest time?
Don't remind me.
Some of the other Marvel stuff. It's like, as soon as they stopped pumping out anything for that, LEGO snatched that up instantly, and they're like, hey, why stop there? Let's keep doing DC stuff.
Well, that being said, there is a point, too, where, like, LEGO and Disney seem to be really close to each other. Right. And, like, Disney seems to only want their stuff, like, in terms of construction, to be the highest quality available, and they've gone with LEGO. You know, you can see, like, almost all the Disney stuff coming out ends up being with LEGO. And there's the whole stuff, like, the Elsa Ice Tower, Ice Castle thing. Most of the new Disney stuff is coming out, and like,
I still think
not
it's
anything
pretty
else.
crazy how they managed to get both DC and Marvel.
It's insane. At the same time.
It is
quite the accomplishment.
Actually, you think about it, like, alright, so Disney and Marvel, Disney and LEGO, I feel, had a thing going on beforehand. They did, Pirates of the Caribbean, they did some other themes. Toy Story. Warner Brothers has always been connected with LEGO since, like, the video games, you know, they published other video games, they did Harry Potter.
The LEGO
all these
movie.
other,
totally.
Right. And so once Star Wars, which has been a hallmark of LEGO, is LEGO Star Wars. When Star Wars was bought over by Disney, and once Marvel was owned by Disney, I feel like they were just like, well, let's just,
basically.
Yeah, let's just expand, you know, the Disney handles everything of LEGO, and then we just expand our licenses that we're allowed to use. Indiana Jones, that was another thing that was Disney, that was, you know, used by LEGO. It seems to be, you know, pretty great having this together.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, I personally don't think that LEGO is in any kind of an arms race. I think that's a rather extreme word to use, or term to use here.
Yeah, it is.
I don't
it's
think
hyperbolic.
I don't even think they're necessarily in an arms race. I think they're just really, really good at what they do, and all the other toy companies are trying to play catch up.
Yeah, basically, yeah. That's what it boils down to.
Well, yeah, kind of. There are innovations being made by other toy companies. Like, for instance, I would say that, like, Mega Bloks Halo Spartan figures are honestly way more, like, posable than the minifigures.
I was about to say, if you're going to say better, watch out, you're going to tank this podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I they're not better.
They're
There's definitely
posable.
something
that
out of the figures.
are, I guess, objectively better when you're looking at them as like a playable action figure. Just like because they're more posable, or rather more like a collector's item, I guess, because you're gonna want those. You're gonna want all that articulation, so you can put them in all these cool poses on the battlefield and all these set pieces you got, right? So
with minifigs, there's a very limited range of motion you can actually achieve. They're more for display,
which is fitting because since they're so small, it makes it easier for kids to like play around with them.
The limitation,
got like all these joints that you can.
The limitation adds to like stuff like brick films as well, But I do feel like there are instances where, like, for instance, I got the Hulkbuster set, and the Hulk is a really lame minifigure. The Hulk has less articulation than the normal minifigure, which is already kind of limited in articulation.
Yeah, and you'd think it'd be like the complete opposite,
should have really right. You think like it's a big figure, we should at least be able to move its legs, right?
Yeah.
It's like the legs and the body are one giant piece. You can't move
ridiculous.
that. And the arms go up and down, and it's just kind of like I would think that at the very least it would have as many as a minifigure, if not like joints in the elbow and knees.
Yeah.
I accidentally dropped my phone on my foot.
But
before we move on from the violence,
Good
I
job.
did have a point I wanted to bring up that's kind of relevant. Not really, it's kind of really old, but like, forewarning, it has to do with Bionicle.
Oh, no.
So, I apologize.
You heathen. You heretic.
But it's a blog post, I'm sure all of you've read at least once, but it's relevant, by Templar Studios on their blog, talking about the production of Bionicle's premier online Flash game when it launched, the Motonui Online game, talking about LEGO's opinions toward violent imagery in their media. And they mentioned that one of the many challenges we faced from a conceptual standpoint is violence in general in the game. Note the claws. The others were no less threatening, with gigantic swords, axes, and other ferocious armaments. But at this point in LEGO's history, however, there were two camps, from what I understand, battling out whether or not to allow violent imagery into any of their media. The product team had no problem with it, but the marketing team were trying very hard to retain LEGO's reputation as a golden brand, educational and non-violent. As a result, we were faced with conflicting directives, and in the end, the marketing teams won out. The weapons could only be referred to as tools. There could be no fiery explosions or other violent events. Combat must be ranged, and of course no one could ever die. It often happened, therefore, that antagonists were incapacitated not through combat, but rather indirectly, say by having something fall on their heads. So that's
it's funny, though, because
interesting.
They go on to say, and I feel like this is a turning point for Bionicle at that point. It's my favorite fight scene in all Bionicle. It's Lewa versus Onua, because that broke almost every single one of those rules.
Yeah, and they mentioned specifically they intentionally bent those rules because LEGO was not monitoring every single aspect of the game's production, and they were able to slip some stuff by, because this kind of goes into what I was saying for story-driven themes. When you have more of them, you need to have realistic encounters. If you have villains opposing your protagonists, then you don't necessarily always have to end your conflicts with actual conflict. You can talk it out sometimes, but if you do have that point, it's a lot easier from a storytelling and set-based perspective to have a fight than it is to come up with some ridiculously convoluted way to, like, have a battle like the Coley fight in Mask of Light. It's let's play a game instead. And if you win, then I will go away.
It's funny because this also explains like the Lego games a little bit. Because a lot of the cutscenes for some of the more recent Lego games, I noticed, like I was playing Lego Jurassic World, and I'm like expecting minifigures to be torn apart. That doesn't really happen. Anytime, like for example, there's this dude that dies in the first movie, right? First Jurassic Park movie. He doesn't die in the game. He hides. And he pops up in like random.
Is it Toilet Guy?
Well, actually, yeah, him and the other guy that gets like spat on.
Wow,
that guy.
In the game, they don't die. Right. They hide, and you can like see them at random points later on in the game. It's kind of like a run-on joke that they're still hiding around.
But like, do you also remember in Lego Star Wars 2 where Chewbacca could go over to a stormtrooper and rip his arms off? Remember that? So it's like that's a balance where it's like this guy doesn't actually die, but like
that's what I mean. Like some of the latest games don't really have kind of toned it down a little bit, like the Marvel games and Jurassic World, and it's like So it really shines a little bit of light on why that is.
It's probably a large source of controversy in the actual company because, like, as you grow larger and larger, you have more ideas to pull from, but you also have more of a public spotlight. So you kind of have to choose what kind of direction you're going to go. And I imagine they're trying to have the best of both worlds, not make it too violent.
Yeah, it's
but
like,
also,
let's not have the dinosaurs eat anybody at all.
Well, I want to address two things real quick here. Meso, what you're talking about with, like, having their own restrictions, and kind of like how companies come up with the, like, minute, kind of like, this can only be referred to as tools, this can be, like, stuff that you think doesn't matter. I feel like that's also been one of the reasons why LEGO has pushed this whole elemental theme, both in Bionicle and in Ninjago and other things, where they're using the elements, because I remember, reading about Avatar: The Last Airbender, and one of the reasons why they were able to get that show greenlit is because they wanted to have a show that had a lot of great combat, but when the kids couldn't fight each other. And so their compromise was to use martial arts to control the elements, and the elements would hit, So they would still fight and it'd still look cool, but they wouldn't actually be in direct contact fighting each other directly. And so I'm wondering if LEGO has also kind of like adopted that mentality. With Ninjago, the Spinjitzu thing is an elemental tornado that's around them. The ninjas.
But they also have weapons, too.
Even though it's implied. Right. I mean, so it's like, it's a thing where it kind of, I'm not sure where the marketing team has gone since the advent of LEGO Star Wars and Bionicle and, going that whole thing. But I wonder if that has been laxed or if it's been enforced more when it comes to creative, like
it is
original
a little weird.
themes,
Well,
not just
Ninjago, it started off
stuff.
with, like you said, they primarily fought with tornadoes, but then they also had their golden weapons. But then those weapons kind of they still use the weapons, but there's a larger variety of characters, and there have been tons of guns and blasters and ranged weapons, and then actual sword fights and stuff. But they also use elemental powers, and they also spin in their tornadoes, and they also have vehicles with guns. So it's a little weird. They still have the whole gambit.
The other thing I was going to bring up is that, alright, LEGO wants to have this family-friendly quality of, being, non-violent. But I was wondering over time, has the meaning of family-friendly changed because of how many violent things there are in popular culture just already? I know a ton of kids who went and saw Civil War, and that has a lot of fighting in it. And so I would think that a lot of people would consider Civil War to be maybe not a family-friendly movie, but they would take their 6 or 7-year-old kid to see it.
Everybody went to Civil War. Civil War was my first midnight showing of any movie ever, and there was a wide range of people there. There were families, there were single guys, there were little kids, there were elderly people. It's everybody went to go see Civil War. It's just the movie to see. And
Civil War was a mature movie, but it was a mature movie in terms of themes. There was nothing really inappropriate in that movie in terms outside of people punching each other very hard. There wasn't there was a thing where I guess the guy was drowned. That was pretty much the only pretty brutal scene in there. So do you think as perception of what is family friendly changes over time, do you think that LEGO is also going to change? I mean, they kind of already have changed into the license themes. Yeah. But
that's kind of what I was saying earlier. As you just as pop culture becomes inundated with more and more things over the years, the meaning of family friendly, I definitely think does change ever so slightly, and then ever so slightly more as the years go by, to the point where the standards keep getting changed around a little bit. And I think LEGO definitely they're walking a very fine balancing act. But so far they're doing a pretty good job, I'd say.
One last question for all of you. What do you think is the most violent line that LEGO has? And do you think they could stand to, branch out a bit more, maybe not get directly into war sets, but maybe that kind of,
What's the most violent line that LEGO has?
Or maybe, line set, probably line.
I don't know.
Probably Star Wars, honestly.
I'm thinking they made actual gun molds for Star. I remember seeing them use Star Wars.
There's blasters, there's actual blasters, and the whole theme revolves around war.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna say Chima. Chima had a lot of weapons. I remember there was one set where one of the dudes had literally dual SMGs with bayonets at the end. They were literally
done that Star Wars.
Yeah, but they weren't blasters. The mold was literally SMGs. It could pass in a real world environment. It's pretty crazy.
I mean, I know that Chima had drugs.
Oh, so yes.
Maybe you're on to something. Drugs. I think Chima was the problem. Maybe that's why it's canceled now, right?
Yes,
it's been canceled for a while. Yeah, now we know why.
No, actually, we got a comment that was please don't insult Chima. Some people always really like it, and it hurts us when you insult it.
I'm not insulting it.
You see that
I'm
comment?
Just saying.
Yeah. I was like, all right, that's where we are now. You like something, and now we can't talk about it. Awesome.
I still have never gotten a Chima set.
Eljay, what do you think?
Like, I had a Ninjago set. I even bought a Neo Shifter. No, I'm just kidding. What's it called? Nexo Knights? I got a Nexo Knights set.
Knights.
Eljay, do you have an opinion?
Is Eljay dead?
I think Eljay died. That's why I've been taking advantage of this silence to talk about the sets I got. So yeah, I got a Nexo Knight set. Never got a Chima set. Never bothered.
Chima sets are cool. I've got like 2 or 3. They're not the best in the world.
I got 1 or 2.
None of them looked appealing to me, especially minifigs.
They were very inspired designs. The minifigs were always a little strange, but the sets themselves, they had some crazy vehicles. They all managed to like be animal themed in some way, shape, or form.
Never liked the minifigs. I guess I saw a couple of cool things. I remember wasn't there this like lion car thing? That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Most of my system attention has been on like the superhero stuff lately, though.
I like the lion temple that had like a big lion mane at like the top of the castle or whatever, and then they also had the crocodile base where like the mouth of the fortress was a crocodile mouth.
So it was kind of like Paraka Stronghold all over again.
Yeah.
And then they also had like a scorpion vehicle that had like a tail and then blasters on the sides and like pincer claws, not pincing. I don't know what the proper word is.
It seemed okay. It's just not my type. Like I said, more into the superheroes. Star Wars, I've been trying to get back into, but the Star Wars sets are the most expensive things that Lego is selling right now. Like, geez.
Superhero sets are very expensive. Like, I know they're
pretty expensive.
The new wave.
Star Wars ones are crazy.
There's the new wave of superhero sets that's been coming out.
There's huge ones like the Spider-Man bridge set.
Isn't that
like $100?
Oh, yeah, I I was just looking at the bridge set.
There's just a review of that put up online. Or not review. There's a Toys R Us listing someone found it at Toys R Us. So it's already been like released in terms of like.
Yeah, it's out there, and I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it as soon as I see it. As soon as I find
it. Real quick, before we move on, I want to do another plug real quick. If you've listened to the past 15 minutes of discussion, we have actually talked about this book called Brick by Brick. Which you can get at audibletrial.com/TTV. It's an audiobook. You can get it. It's all about how Lego started and the history of the Lego theme, how Lego built its company. And it has a lot of interesting information you didn't really know. Like, for instance, we were talking about how when they created Bionicle, they had to go through all this. When they created Star Wars, they had to convince the CEO to do that. All that kind of history and stuff is there. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, if you want to learn more about that, you can totally go and get that book. Again, it's at audibletrial.com/TTV.
Nice.
All right.
And I don't know, you guys want to talk about the new Ghost Rider review that was put up?
I had that tab open like this whole time, but yeah, no, this Ghost Rider set looks freaking cool. Like, it actually works. I mean, the whole thing, the thing that's been bugging me for a while is that a lot of the superhero sets have been like, like a couple of, like maybe 2 or 3 superhero minifigures plus this really tacky looking vehicle.
Right.
It's like, what do I do with that? I don't like those big freaking, like, what was it, the Deadpool set a while back had that really crappy
car.
The helicopter, right?
Yeah.
I hated that.
Spider Cycle.
It came with Magneto. Cycle. It was Magneto and Wolverine and Deadpool, and I was like, I need to buy this set. I love all these minifigures.
Like, I want that set because I want those characters, but I don't want this freaking, like, come on, Lego. Chopper. Like, what?
No, you're just saying I don't want the chopper. It's like, yeah, same thing here.
Oh, I thought you told me to stop. I was like, stop. What's wrong with you? Is there something wrong with me? I doubt it. It's more like something's wrong with you. So anyway.
It is nice that, like, there's, like, all of these vehicles in this set are actual things that the characters use.
Yeah,
that's what I like about it.
Like, this one's like the exception, where it's like, it makes sense that they threw in this random vehicle, because it's not just a random vehicle. It's Ghost Rider's freaking motorcycle. Like, Magneto doesn't have a signature helicopter, and all this other crap. What else did they do? I can't even think, like, off the top of my head.
I unjustly hate this set because it's a Mighty Micro set, but I gotta bring it up.
One of the Civil War sets. Oh, yeah. Well.
Okay.
What is it? 2 of the Civil War sets, actually. One of them's like Black Panther and his big jet. It's like, I don't want this.
Yeah, I remember that moment in the movie where, like, Black Panther pulls his jet and has a lot of screen time.
Remember, he's literally flying his invisible jet.
More. Yeah.
He's like an invisible jet that you can't see.
It justifies it for me just a little bit more because the jet was in the movie. But I mean, I don't want to pay for that. I want a set piece, man. I want something that all the characters can like interact.
Kind of like the Web Warriors Spider-Man set.
I thought you were gonna say Red Wedding for a second. I don't know why, but...
That's right, everyone. New from Lego. Get ready to enact your favorite Game of Thrones scenes.
You want to talk about violence?
Is Lego becoming too violent? Lego Game of Thrones.
Lego pumps something. Lego pumps out Lego Game of Thrones, and then all of a sudden
that would sell like hotcakes. Though.
Oh man, that is the thing I would buy almost.
It would sell like hotcakes, but it definitely put a nail in the coffin to this whole controversy.
Yeah, is Lego becoming too violent?
Yeah,
yes.
It would become too violent. You betcha. But
yeah.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, and then there's this other Civil War set that has like a little Humvee, comes with crossbones and Falcon.
So stupid.
I hate that set so much. It's like first of all, it doesn't even have that many interesting characters. Like, sure, I kind of want the crossbones, I kind of want Falcon, but I don't want to pay like $20 for them if the only other thing I'm gonna get is like this dumb looking Humvee. I already got one from like an Age of Ultron set.
Yeah,
get out of here. Get out of here with your dumb looking Humvees.
I wish you would just do like location stuff again. Like why can't they have that? Like, why can't they have that Falcon, right? Like Falcon and Crossbones and Black Widow, and they're in like the market, and they have like a Lego market. You know, where they're chasing Crossbones down in, or something like just whatever. Just like a set piece. You could
have like crumbling walls and stuff, or whatever.
Right.
Some more minifigures to justify the price. Like get some henchmen in there to fight like Black Widow or whatever. Right. Oh no, wait, everything has to be ranged, right?
Yep.
Whatever.
My thing of this year, there's two system sets that I want this year, and they're both motorcycles. It's Harley Quinn's set from DC.
Oh,
and this Ghost Rider set.
DC stuff. Yeah. Let's not talk about how many Bat vehicles Batman's got in the past couple of years thanks to Lego.
I'm done with Batmobiles. If I see another Batmobile, I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna scream at something, because I'm done with Batmobiles.
See,
There's been
I'm
like
cool
a billion
with
Batmobiles.
I'm cool with the Batmobiles, because to be fair, we haven't gotten too many of them. It's the Bat Copters, the Bat Jets, the Bat Boats.
Mechs, the Bat Boats,
the Bat
Stuff. I'm like,
right,
what is this? What kind of arsenal are you giving Batman? It's like, is he Batman or is he Tony Stark?
I will give the Batmobiles like the fact that they have like each of them are iconic Batmobile.
Yeah,
you know, there's like the traditional one. There's a tumbler,
right?
Okay, yeah, no, I'll give you that. But like, you're right. The Batcopters, there's never a different Batcopter. There's no iconic Batcopter. You know, there's no iconic Bat Cycle the only iconic Bat Cycle is the one that comes from the Batmobile.
Yeah.
Never forget the Bat Mech.
Oh,
Gorilla Girl.
Yeah, the stupid Bat Mech, dude. I hate it so much.
I would not, if that was
that
the new
ruined
Batman,
the set for me.
If that was like super heavy Batman, you know what I'm talking about? The new Jim Gordon Batman? I would not have minded. I'd be like, okay, that's a comics thing. I kind of want that set. But it's
only there just to inflate the price and force you to pay like $50, $60 for all these characters you care about.
That's what it is. It's the Batbuster. It's like Batman version of the Hulkbuster. They made the Hulkbuster and like, we should do the Batman. Just do it again. Literally, just do it again.
The set's been out probably longer than the Hulkbuster. It's been like 2 or 3 years. I just noticed that it has a black version of the Batman Ultra Build torso. I may
we talked about this when we first saw pictures of it.
I completely forgot. That's actually cool. That's an exclusive recolor there. People can actually make black Batman from scratch.
Black
That's
Batman.
Actually cool.
Make Black Batman.
Still, I mean, the blue one they released was blue. So
I'm looking at this photo. I'm already annoyed that Gorilla Grodd's in here, and Gorilla Grodd's a stupid bin minifigure. Can't do anything. Just a stupid minifigure. Stupid can't move the legs.
He's lifting
move the arms
dude.
up and down.
He's lifting the truck driver.
And all those bananas.
Yeah,
man. Thanos. They made him a big figure. I'm like, I would have bought that if he had actually had articulation. He has nothing.
I would still get the big figures because it's like I don't play with these anyway. Like I'm talking a lot about like, oh, it'd be cool if these had all these play features. But I mean, I don't play with them. They're always just sitting around.
They're
but with that said, set pieces look better on shelves than say these stupid giant vehicles and stuff. But
we're AFLLs now. We don't play with these things. We build them. We're like, this is really cool.
We have
I guess that counts as playing. You know, I still build them.
I love building them.
We have transcended into the realm of AFOLs.
Yeah, that's where we are now. We're adults now. Congratulations, everybody.
I don't like building cars and jets all over and over and over. I mean, unless I'm getting Star Wars stuff, because that stuff's really interesting. This stuff...
Yeah, the ships.
Not interesting. I'm gonna bring up the stupid helicopter again, because I really hate that thing.
Hold on, I want to switch gears real like 1 second. I want to talk about something that comes with this Ghost Rider set that I'm beyond excited for, and that is the new web piece that attaches to Spider-Man's hand.
It comes out in the Civil War set too.
Not only is that in the Civil War set, I
didn't see it in the Civil War set, or I didn't. Yeah, I didn't notice that there.
That's in the Civil War set. I actually also think that is not new. Let me double check.
Okay.
I
think you're onto something. I think you're onto something because I feel like I might have seen it before too.
It might have been released before in the Marvel superhero range this year, but I don't think it came out before this year. I think this is a new thing for this year. I'm pretty sure.
What I'm really looking forward to about this Ghost Rider set is the traffic signal, because I've always wanted to have one of those.
See, not gonna lie, I'm really feeling
excited.
Yeah, I really want that. I like it a lot.
I want that. Yeah, I like that. I like that we have that little thing again.
I like building up little warts. I like building up little worlds. I don't like Lego stuff. That's what's something I didn't mention yet was I've also been getting into the Minecraft sets. Specifically because I just like that whole idea of having this little world I can interact with, and I'm slowly building it up over time as I buy more of these sets. I mean, I have 3 sets so far, and 2 of them I have right next to each other, and it looks cool. It looks really cool having it all together, and it's I get to place all the figures in different spots of this little world that I'm starting to build up.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Well, here, I'm linking you guys the original Spider-Man line. If you look at the original Spider-Man line, they come with this kind of thing. It's more again, based around these locations as opposed to the cars. There's one where it's Spider-Man's first chase, which has a car. But there's the Oscorp lab, and the bridge chase. There is a street chase that has so all of these, the bank robbery, all of this stuff is based around locations. Doc Ock's hideout. The only thing they're based around vehicles are the train rescue, which obviously needs a train. But other than that, it's it was all back then. I felt it was way more based around the locations.
Definitely.
And I missed
totally
that.
Was I miss this. I used to love these sets, man.
It is the evolution of Lego. It's how it's evolved over the years.
What really gave me a lot of nostalgia is when I picked up that Daily Bugle set they came out with I think 2-3 years ago. I don't remember.
I
got
do
that
recall
set,
that. Yeah,
and it's so cool. I mean, it's not a full building. It's more maybe if the building got cut like bread, and I got the very first piece of that bread.
Yeah, that's how
that's what it is.
The illusion that it's actually a building, not really.
Yeah, would be nice to have a whole building, but then again, that would inflate the price. But it's still a really neat set. I still really like it.
Hashtag modular buildings. Let's get a modular Daily Bugle.
Man, I want to get those modular buildings again. I want to get, not again. I've never gotten one. I want to get those. I want to vote. It's been when you're a kid, you're what is the thing you really want from the Lego catalog? And for me, it was always the town market and the apartment and stuff. I've always man,
yeah. I've seen them so many times in person, on display. And I was oh, these are so cool. My Target has one on display. It's I forget what it is, but it looked cool.
You should get the Air Jitsu Temple, Kai.
You should get.
I really do want that. I can't. I honestly would. I actually came really close to buying that, and I couldn't justify it because I need the new PC, and I'm I need to do this for my job, But I had the money with me, and I nearly bought the Air Jitsu Temple right there and then.
I bet you would really like it.
Possibly once I move, I might start buying all this stuff since I'll have a place to store it in,
Do it.
And just kind of do that. But, until then, it's just kind of there.
Summer's looking good for superhero sets, man. When we get Ghost Rider, get my motorcycle fixed. I wish I would get the, Spider-Man bridge set.
Speaking of stuff that's stuff that is actually, an actual thing, not just cars and stuff. Bridge set really, really speaks to me. There is one reason I'm not buying it immediately. Guess what that reason is?
Too much bank?
No.
You have no room.
Old Spider-Man?
No Gwen Stacy.
Oh,
if Gwen Stacy
that's
was
a
in
missed
here,
opportunity.
I would buy. That's such a missed opportunity. I want Green Goblin. I want Spider-Man on the bridge, and I want freaking Gwen Stacy.
Dying.
How would that work in universe?
Listen, that's such an
hanging
iconic
off
part.
of hanging off of one of the
Has there ever been a
stringy
Gwen
web
Stacy
pieces.
in a minifigure set? I don't think there has been, right?
But how would this work in
I'm
universe?
gonna double check.
When Green Goblin, Kraven the Hunter, Scorpion, Spider Girl, Scarlet Spider, and Gwen Stacy, would that work?
Who's the like the random pedestrian? Is that Aunt May?
Yeah, it's on May.
Just take Aunt May out and just put in Gwen Stacy.
No, but has there ever been a point in the comics world where Gwen Stacy's been alive alongside all these people? Scarlet Spider.
No, but does it matter?
Doesn't matter at all.
There's never been a point in the comics where Aunt May was caught in the middle of all this, and yet here she is,
yeah,
chilling on that bridge. Such a nice day today.
So far removed.
My goodness, it's a Spider-Man. It's another Spider-Man. It's a Spider-Woman.
The Spider-Woman, they used the wrong Spider-Woman costume. The new Spider-Woman costume is really cool. I would have gotten that minifigure. This old one is literally just a red minifigure.
It looks hilarious
with
the hair over the mask.
Yeah, no, it was a stupid design.
I like it.
I hate that Spider-Woman design.
I like him. That's all that matters.
The new one by Chris Anka, the one it's like a secret agent kind of deal. Here, I'll get it for you. But it's way better than this.
Two things I find hilarious in this set. Kraven just kind of chilling out down there, so irrelevant to the set itself. He's hanging on a ladder for dear life.
That was a waste of space. He should have been somebody else.
And then also Flaming Pumpkin. I want it. I'm not sure if it's come out before, but I want that thing. It looks good.
Yeah, I'm not finding any Gwen Stacy minifigures. Maybe I'm looking in the wrong place.
No, I don't think you are.
I think
I could have sworn, or maybe I just saw a custom one.
Yeah, that might have been it.
That's probably
maybe it was.
It was probably based on what it looked like in the Lego video game. I know she was in the video game.
Yeah, she was definitely in the video game, so maybe that's where I remember it best.
If you look at here, this is the new Spider-Woman. I posted 2 images. This is the new Spider-Woman costume, which is way better than just the red, a literal red uniform with a white spider logo, and that's it. Oh, and hair.
Definitely.
You know?
That looks way better.
That looks way better. Come on, man.
No, honestly, man, I'm not feeling it.
Wow.
You're feeling it more than that other stupid costume, though.
I hate to hurt your feelings, but
come on, dude.
No, not really.
That's the lamest costume I think I've ever seen. It's so bad.
I don't understand why it's so bad.
Because there's nothing to it. It's just the logo on it. It's imagine if Spider-Man was just one little spider and he was just all red. That's not a good costume at all.
Suit. And that's why I like it.
No, the symbiote suit actually has some. Actually, the symbiote suit is a little. Symbiote suit's pretty bad.
I like the symbiote suit.
I don't understand what's so bad.
It's
edgy. It's just because it's simplistic.
It's not because it's simplistic. It's because there's a difference between something appearing minimalistic and something not ever having actual effort put into it. It's you can that costume has nothing in it that makes it iconic.
I mean,
in the very least, the Spider-Man symbiote costume is something.
I think that's pretty iconic.
I don't think so at all.
I mean, it's more iconic than whatever this is. This looks like a fan design. Is this really what Spider-Woman looks like now?
What Spider-Woman looks like now?
This is kind of lame.
Wow. I think it's way better. 100%
like a high schooler.
I look at these costume
really
all the time.
Dumb looking
this
glasses.
Is way better.
Yeah, alright. I really want that flaming pumpkin so I can make a lava golem. From Minecraft. I have the snow golem already. I'm just gonna palette swap it out. Put the flaming pumpkin. It's gonna be great. Alright.
Other than that, there you go. Alright, I'm gonna do the last plug we have on our docket here.
Cool.
The last plug we have is for, of course, vessel.com/the TTV channel. If you want to view all of our content 1 week early ahead of time, you can go to vessel.com/the TTV channel, and for the price of a polybag, subscribe to us. It's about, $3 a month for $20 for a year. You just get early access stuff. If you don't want to pay or you don't have that kind of money, don't worry about it. You can still watch all of our stuff on Vessel. You can watch the TTV podcast, for example, a week before it comes out for completely free. You don't even need an account anymore. But if you do want to support us, or if you want to see some stuff that we have coming out, or if you want to see the exclusive shows that we have, which is I think we have a Let's Play of Undertale out, and we're doing a Let's Play of Game Dev Tycoon out.
Well, yeah, I'm not sure. I think we do.
And oh man, that last episode of Game Dev Tycoon, though. We talked a bit about it in the TTV podcast,
funniest thing.
It's one of the funniest things I think has ever been put. Yeah, ever been put on recording. We're all, everyone is on webcam, so you get to see our genuine reactions as a certain somebody kind of screws us over. Anyhow, there you go. Meso.com/TTV channel.
It's Meso.
No, it's not. Shut up. I didn't do anything.
That's the problem.
All right, one last thing I kind of want to showcase here real quick. We've all been playing Overwatch like crazy. We played it insanely throughout the beta. I think most of us
Overwatch nonstop.
Okay, not you, not me either. Me and Meso are left out in the cold because I don't have enough money and Meso doesn't have enough computer power.
Wow, it's consoles too.
But anyhow, there was a mock made very recently of a diva.
Nice.
The diva character, which is the character who it rides a mech, basically.
It rides a mech.
How else do I describe that?
You have to find the link. And you
okay, sure. Sorry. I thought you guys had that.
I do if I can just scroll up, but
no, it's okay. There you go.
Alright, let's see.
Hey guys.
Let's analyze this mock. This is the first mock spotlight, quote unquote, on the podcast.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
let's do it. So in terms of appearance,
right here.
Alright. Hello everybody and welcome to the mock spotlight where we take apart what you build. This mock's cool. Not enough construction.
It's built by Stormbringer. It's built by Stormbringer, and I linked to his Flickr gallery so you can kind of get a better close up.
Oh yeah, this is cool.
But it's a really cool, well put together mock. I like how he was able to capture the form of that mock, which is kind of the form of the mech is kind of like a more egg-shaped spherical thing, you know? And it's harder to do that with Lego, and I felt he did that really well.
Definitely.
I love
like the
mocks
use of
like this where it's like they break all the rules and get that perfect shape, that really accurate shape. I've seen a lot of Batmobiles that can do that sort of thing too.
He's all about that.
Good guy, Retinance does that a lot. I think he uses the Mixel pieces, the Mixel joints in order to position those flaps just right. But it looks extremely accurate to the game that we've all been playing. So I thought that'd just be something cool for us Tilcat since we're so invested.
Pretty fantastic.
Really good.
It's like literally every night here, everyone's playing Overwatch. That's what and it's such a fun game.
I haven't played
I was like, on that game. I'll be honest. When I played the beta, I was like, I'm not so sure this is the game for me. And then I discovered the character Roadhog, and suddenly I couldn't get enough. It was
first it was Winston. Winston was your transition, my friend.
No, Winston it did help. It helped because I was playing Reaper, who was the super fast, not super fast, but the mobile shotgun wielding guy. But the slower, kind of tankier characters, that is my destiny in life.
Yeah.
Incredible amounts of fun. That game is ridiculous.
Yeah, I gotta say, first two matches I played of the game left a really bad taste in my mouth back when the beta was out. But, now after
Spoiler
playing
alert,
it a good
TTV
bit.
talks about Overwatch. Look forward to it eventually.
Oh yeah,
I don't know when.
I'll save the rest of that story for later then. But is there anything else we gotta talk about? Something tells me that we're done here.
I think we're all out of time.
Yeah, nice.
We went through our entire list for the first time. We always have a list of stuff. This is the first time we've actually gone through our entire list. We've always just talked about something for a really long time.
Yeah, most definitely. Alright, this has been fun.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, guys. Again, this was TTV BrickFeed Pod. I knew I said the TTV Podcast, guys. TTV BrickFeed Podcast, Episode 5. I'm Kahi.
I'm Meso.
I'm Eljay.
I'm Venom.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Oh yeah.
Stay tuned.
See ya.
Bye.